És a mitjanit a Barcelona. Puc veure com passa el vent.
Egality Berlin is a network of Egality is a network of activists, which has people in London, in Berlin, in Tel Aviv, in Madrid, in other places, and we are activists for global democracy. So we think that in this day and age, many decisions, political decisions, are taken on a global level, and also need to be taken on a global level because the economy is globalized. But the problem is that these decisions are not taken democratically. They are taken in institutions such as the IMF, that's the International Monetary Fund, or the G20, or the UN Security Council. But these are all institutions or groups of governments which meet behind closed doors and just decide things, and they are not accountable to the citizens.
And then you create the electoral rebellion.
Yes.
Can you explain me what is that?
That is action where people in Germany, for the German elections now in 2013, give their votes to people in other countries who are affected by German politics or by global politics, but have no say in these policies. So people in Germany who want to participate can post on this Facebook page, explain why they want to participate, and then people in other countries can comment on these posts. They can explain how they are affected by German policies or by international policies, and then they can friend this person on Facebook and tell them where to mark the ballot paper on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. And how is it working?
There are many people who have expressed interest, and many people from many countries who want to participate. There's a lot of interest from Spain at the moment. Of course, it's not so easy to convince German people to participate because, of course, they have to give up their right to vote, which is a difficult decision to take. So even many people who have expressed support for this initiative, in principle, still find it hard to give up their own right to vote. So I think there's actually a lot more sympathy for this action than is expressed in the number of people who have given their vote.
You said that from Spain you receive a lot of people.
Yes.
Is the country where you receive more persons who want to vote in German elections?
Yes. I think it's pretty obvious that Spain is the country where the most interest is coming from for this election, or for this initiative at least. And many people explain how Spain is affected by austerity measures and many very problematic policies, where people are saying that any help that Spain receives is only given to banks and is not received by normal citizens, and that normal citizens, that for normal citizens there's a lot of unemployment and times are very hard in general. And many people feel that the German government has a lot of influence over these policies, and I think there's a lot of truth to that.
Who will win the elections if only the votes from electoral rebellion were accounted? Should Angela Merkel not?
I cannot really say that because in principle it should still be a secret, the vote. So only the vote body in Germany would know what you vote for. But you can still say I mean, you can still see how people are discussing on the Facebook page, and in the discussions, it is pretty clear that the parties on the left wing get a lot more support, I think, than the CDU.
You put some limits, no? You cannot vote for a Nazi party,
we're not putting any limits from the initiative. There are some people who have given their votes who have said for themselves, I will give my vote, but I will not vote for example, a nationalist party. And some have said, I will give my vote, but I exclude fascist or communist parties. That has happened also.
It's a personal option, not the web option.
Yeah, it's a personal choice. For example, I have said I'm really going to give my vote away as an act of protest. And if I really mean it, then it's your vote, and I'm not going to put any limits on what you can vote for or can't vote for, because in a democratic election, there's no pre-screening of people for their opinions. So that's how I said I would do it.
What have you learned about this initiative?
I think we've learned a lot of things about campaigning and how the media works, because, for example, our country is about global issues, right? So we think this is not only restricted to Europe. Europe is very important, and there are some issues which are European, but we think that the broader issue is actually global in scale. We are living in a globalized economy. Just because we would have democracy on the European level, I think that would not solve the general problem that still the economy is globalized, everything is globalized except democracy. And that means that when there's no democracy on the global level, the national levels will still always be in a competition and be forced to follow certain policies just to increase their competitiveness in the global economy. So, but that has been very what I was going to say. What we've learned is that the media, for example, have very much their own agenda. So, if the journalists want to say, want to write a story about the angry Southern Europeans, they're going to write the story, and it's very hard to actually get your message across, and they will just pick and choose the quotes so that it will fit into their story of angry Southern Europeans. So, but that's not at all what we wanted to say.
One conclusion should be that at least the Spanish people would like to vote in German elections, no?
Yes, one conclusion is definitely that in Europe and in Spain especially, there's a lot of there's a strong sentiment that just having national elections is not enough as a democracy anymore. So they really seem to feel that there needs to be something more where they can, a better option to participate.
Perhaps one day Spanish can vote in Germany and Germans can vote in Spain, no?
Yeah, well, we don't think that this is a permanent solution. We think we need some better system. It's not really a good solution if we have to participate in each other's national elections, because there is still, of course, a lot of national issues that are also being decided by this election that only affect people inside Germany. And it would, of course, be better if we could somehow separate it and have a European and a global elections, for example, where we can decide on European and global issues respectively, while leaving national elections as they are.
És a mitjanit a Barcelona.